Welcome back to Firepower, Stone, where legends don't die. They just reload. Today we're diving into a story that's been quietly building beneath the surface. A story about resurrection, nostalgia, and precision engineering. Across gun forums, collector auctions, and even manufacturer leaks, something strange is happening. 8 rifles, long thought forgotten, dismissed as relics or museum pieces, are coming back. Not as dusty artifacts, but as real, functional firearms ready to hit the market again in 2026. In this video, we're breaking down the truth behind the comeback. Why these 8 rifles are being revived, who's driving the movement, what it means for collectors and shooters, and most importantly, which of these guns you should buy before the prices explode. Stick around till the end, because rifle number 1 will shock you. It's a comeback no one expected, not even the experts. There are 3 major forces behind this quiet revolution. First, technology. CNC machining, 5-axis milling, and even small-scale metal 3D printing have made it possible to recreate vintage receivers, bolts, and triggers with microscopic precision at a fraction of the cost. What once took massive tooling now fits inside a modern workshop. Second, legislation. As more states push restrictions on AR-style platforms, both shooters and manufacturers are shifting toward non-AR designs, rifles that fly under the radar of new laws yet perform just as effectively. Third, collector demand. A younger generation of buyers, people in their 20s and 30s, have rediscovered heritage steel. They want rifles that feel historical, but perform like modern tools. Auctions are heating up, forum chatter is buzzing, prices are climbing. And when nostalgia meets technology and law-driven necessity, you get a perfect storm. The rebirth of the forgotten rifle. Every gun on this list was chosen for 3 reasons. 1, it can actually be produced again. Raw materials, patents, and designs are feasible. 2, there's proof of renewed activity. Trademark filings, leaks, or small batch prototypes. 3, the market is responding. Collector prices are climbing, and discussions are exploding online. So with that foundation, let's count down the 8 forgotten rifles making a comeback in 2026. Number 8. HKSL-8. The civilian shadow of the G36. Our first rifle is a sleeper hit, the Heckler & Koch SL-8, the civilian version of the legendary G36. For years it sat in the background. Too weird looking for traditionalists, too limited for the tactical crowd. But that's exactly why it's coming back. The SL-8 looks modern, functions reliably, and crucially, it's not an AR platform. In regions with AR restrictions, that makes it golden. European distributors have quietly registered new model variants. Forums are lighting up with rumors of a 2026 SL-8 Gen 2 featuring modular rails, lighter composite materials, and new colorways. Who wants it? Collectors who love German engineering, shooters looking for a reliable AR alternative, and anyone who appreciates the precision of H&K craftsmanship. Prices for original SL-8s are already climbing. If H&K officially reissues it, early buyers will hold gold. Number 7. AR-180. The forgotten chapter of Stoner. Eugene Stoner is known for the AR-15, but few remember his next experiment. The AR-18 and its civilian cousin, the AR-180. It used a piston system, had fewer machining requirements, and was designed to be produced cheaply anywhere in the world. Sound familiar? That's exactly the formula modern builders love. Now that the patents have expired and CNC tech is everywhere, boutique gunsmiths in the US and Europe are quietly bringing it back. AR-180 uppers, lowers, and clone kits are surfacing. who's interested. Stoner history buffs, builders who want a piston-driven alternative to the AR, and collectors hunting for the missing link between military innovation and civilian design. Original AR-18s have already spiked at auction, and once new clones hit the market, the old ones will become instant collector pieces. Number 6. Marlin 336 and Henry's Modern Shadow. The lever revival. Lever actions never really died, but they're evolving. The Marlin 336, once the backbone of American deer hunting, nearly vanished during corporate reshuffling. Yet with Ruger's revival of the Marlin brand and Henry expanding its modern lever lineup, this platform is surging again. Why? Because lever actions are legal in many restricted states. They're classic, fast handling, and now increasingly modern. New production models boast optics-ready receivers, threaded barrels, and high-quality furniture. If a factory re-release of the Marlin 336 in stainless or tactical trim lands in 2026, it'll sell out instantly. Hunters love it for brush country, collectors adore it for nostalgia, and investors see it as a safe play, a rifle that will always have value. Number 5. Steyr AUG. The Bullpup Renaissance. The Steyr AUG is back. This Austrian bullpup once looked too futuristic for its own good, but in 2026, it's the future again. Compact, accurate, and visually iconic, the AUG has become the go-to rifle for shooters in tight environments where barrel length and balance matter. Steyr's recent patents suggest new A3 and A4 civilian variants with lighter polymer housings and modular rails. Why the surge? Because bullpups are finally being seen not as strange, but as smart, maximizing barrel length in compact form. UGS are gaining traction with collectors, home defenders, and even tactical instructors. And if Steyr drops a modernized run, it'll be gone within weeks. Number 4. The Boutique Piston Revival AR-180 variants. At number 4, we're not talking about one rifle, but a movement. The AR-180 has sparked an entire new generation of piston-based semi-autos that borrow its DNA. Smaller workshops and custom builders are combining AR ergonomics with the AR-180's piston reliability, creating a neo-retro family of rifles. Expect names you've never heard before, but that you'll soon see everywhere. Hybrid receivers, side-charging handles, folding stocks, and modular gas systems. This is the bridge between past and future. And it's happening now. Number 3. Savage Model 99, the Gentleman's Lever Gun. The Savage Model 99 is perhaps the most sophisticated lever action ever made, featuring an internal rotary magazine that made it safe for pointed Spitzer bullets, decades before that was standard. This rifle was ahead of its time, but complex manufacturing costs led to its discontinuation. Now, as CNC tech gets cheaper, it's back on the radar. There are whispers of boutique companies and even Savage Arms itself considering limited reissues. Collectors are already snapping up originals, driving auction prices upward. Who wants it? Discerning collectors, hunters who appreciate function with elegance, and anyone chasing the last great lever gun. If Savage officially revives it, expect demand to exceed production by miles. Number 2. M1. Garand. America's Battle. Icon returns. Few rifles stir emotion like the M1 Garand. The rifle General Patton called the greatest battle implement ever devised. It never truly disappeared, but the revival is accelerating. Through the civilian marksmanship program, reconditioned Garands are once again entering circulation, and new shooters are discovering the magic of that ping. The new trend? Modernized Garands? Vintage receivers rebuilt with new barrels, precision triggers, and match-grade sights for competition use. Reenactors love them, competitive shooters swear by them, and collectors treat pristine originals as sacred relics. CMP rifles are still relatively affordable, but World War II originals? Their value is climbing fast. Number 1. Winchester 1895 or Browning BLR, the comeback no one saw coming. And now, the number 1 comeback. A rifle that bridges the old world and the modern battlefield. The Winchester Model 1895, or its spiritual descendant, the Browning BLR, designed for power cartridges like .3006 and .405, the 1895 was a mechanical marvel. Box magazine, lever action speed, and raw power. It was carried by soldiers, hunters, and even Theodore Roosevelt himself. For years, it was gone. But new leaks from production lines and brand filings suggest something big. Winchester is preparing a reissue, possibly with modern metallurgy, optics mounts, and limited serialized runs. Meanwhile, the Browning BLR has quietly been gaining traction. A lever gun that handles modern calibers with bolt-action precision. It's the logical evolution, and shooters are catching on. Collectors? They're already watching serial numbers. Hunters? They see it as the ultimate mix of nostalgia and firepower. And when this comeback happens, it'll shake the market. This isn't speculation. There's data. Patent expirations that opened old blueprints to public use. Trademark filings for revived model names. Auction data showing 20 to 40% value spikes over the last 18 months. CNC shop leaks showing receivers with unmistakable profiles. When technology, collector demand, and corporate strategy align, history repeats itself. And in 2026, that repetition looks like a resurrection. Collectors win first. If you hold an original, you're sitting on a potential gold mine. Early reissues often push vintage prices higher, not lower. Hunters win too. Lever actions, bullpups, and piston rifles offer practical, legal alternatives where ARS face bans. Manufacturers gain a new revenue stream, selling modern nostalgia to an audience hungry for reliability and story. And dealers win twice, first selling old stock, then selling the reissue to the same customers. Not every comeback succeeds. Some fail due to laws, costs, or quality shortcuts. Here's what to watch. Legal shifts. One new state bill could blacklist a revived model overnight. Overproduction. Too many clones can crash collector value. Low-quality imitations. Cheap reproductions ruin the legacy. Counterfeits. When demand spikes, fakes flood the market. Rule of thumb? Buy from verified dealers, check serial numbers, and research provenance. Real history deserves real authenticity. 1. Buy now. Vintage plays. Marlin, 336 and Savage 99 originals, stable value, real steel, real heritage. 2. Pre-order. When announced, Winchester 1895 or Browning BLR reissues, early buyers always win. 3. Watch closely. AR-180 clones and H and KSL-8 variants. When production confirms, act fast. These 8 rifles aren't coming back because of nostalgia alone. They're coming back because technology made it possible, legislation made it practical, and the market made it profitable. If you're a collector, this is your moment. If you're a hunter, your options just expanded. If you're a gunsmith or dealer, the next 2 years will be your renaissance. Because in 2026, forgotten steel won't stay forgotten for long. So tell me in the comments, which of these 8 rifles do you think will dominate the comeback? Do you have a vintage model you'd love to see revived, or do you already own one waiting for its twin to return? Hit like if you enjoyed this breakdown, subscribe if you want deep dives, and share if you believe that legends never die. They just reload. This is Firepower, where we don't chase hype. We test the truth, measure the data, and tell you what's real. Stay safe, shoot straight, and keep your history alive. We'll see you in the next test.